The One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest podcast with special guests Claire Clark, Marama Prusis, Simon McDermott, Jane Rollings, and your host, Leslie Long.
Welcome everybody to our final episode of our podcast for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I've got with me a bunch of people that you will not see during this production, and that's why we want to bring them to you today. So we'll start over here with Marama. If you can just introduce yourself and tell everybody what your role is.
Okay, I'm Marama and I live in Rolleston and I am costume manager.
Cool.
My name's Claire and I live in Rolleston and I'm the production manager.
Oh, it's me
Jane.
next. This is Leslie, by the way. I'm Jane. If we're saying where we live, I live in West Melton, also in Selwyn, and I'm doing props this time.
And I'm Simon, stage manager. I live in Rolleston as well.
Cool. And so we're just following on from the theme that has been going through this whole series, talking about community theatre, the connections that we make, and how that relates specifically to this particular show, which is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which has quite big, meaty themes of mental health and connection, really. So we'll start with our first question. Jump in whenever you feel the need. Sure. So community theatre often brings people together. And how does being involved in CentreStage Rolleston help create a sense of belonging and connection?
I think coming from the other side of the world and having to find a community without my immediate family with me, that is a big thing to do. And so for me, being involved in community theatre gave me a family and gave me people who I choose to be with and people that choose me. Mm-hmm. And for me, that was very special, and that was what makes me come every day.
That makes me want to cry, Claire. Yeah. Honestly, community theatre is about family. Everyone is all connected. We're all come from different backgrounds and different walks of life, and all do different jobs and making new friends and meeting new people. Every show actually brings us all together. But there's some of us who we just remain close throughout the year as well, which is really awesome and special. So.
It's a good way to get to learn to meet new people as well. I mean, I haven't been in Rolleston that long, and I haven't been involved that long, but it's an amazing welcome from the team, and you really feel included in everything we do, and it makes you feel like you're part of the community, the wider community, so it's great.
And actually, when somebody hasn't been involved for long, that's when we say, right, you're stage manager.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, you don't get a chance to say that.
Yeah.
But I know it's really
Polite
easy.
yet.
It's really easy.
But on that note, though, you learn a lot of new skills as well, because since I've been part of CentreStage Rolleston, I've done quite a bit of production management, I've done stage management, I've done props. I've kind of helped out with costumes, but I've never sewn anything in my life, and nobody would want me to. But, you know, so you learn a lot of new skills, and it's a supportive environment to be in, because there's always somebody that you can ask, there's always somebody next to you helping you with a new role that you've never done before. And so I find that really, really helpful.
Yeah. And you find the thing that you really love as well.
Yeah.
Because we can't all be on stage.
Yeah.
And some of us would prefer, I like being on stage, but some of us would prefer not to be on stage as well. And so
totally.
it's amazing to still be involved, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
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 And
Cool.
I found that I started off being involved because of my children, and then when they moved away, everyone was like, oh, you won't do that anymore, but I felt like I still wanted to do it for me.
Yeah.
Because again, it felt like I could give something still, and I could use my skills or my hobbies.
And amazing skills they are, you know.
And and it doesn't matter that it's not for the children; it's for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes what's necessary, isn't it, really? You do. I mean, we all have kind of followed our kids around doing different things over the years, and I followed my kids in theatre as well. And, I do it for me now.
Yeah.
And Marama, how many people get to make straitjackets?
Yeah, exactly. Legitimately. And tie them into... No, let's not. Okay. No. Okay, so next question. For many people, stepping onto a stage or joining a production can be a huge confidence boost. So we've all seen how people's confidence can grow, but how have you seen theatre people help others grow personally or build lasting friendships and connections?
Well, I guess we've seen some of the kids coming from the kids show, coming through the kids and the junior shows, and now they're into the adult shows. And some of them are studying and doing theatre as their profession. And so they started off in the kids choir at Joseph in our first show, and now they're carrying on. And that's really cool to see that progression through it. And then we've also got the likes of ourselves who started off on stage, and then we've been encouraged, and then we've been thrown into the jobs, but then we've carried on. You know, you show a little bit of interest, and it's like, okay, well, you can do that now.
The lesson of the day is don't show too much interest, otherwise you'll just end up doing a role that you didn't think you were going to do.
Don't look keen. Don't look keen. But that's the thing, that the idea is that you're doing a job within the shows, and you're given the encouragement to carry on, and then hopefully you'll come back for another show. And so that's.
But we do find that though, don't we? You know, we find people coming from every show that we put on. We attract more new people. And those people come back again. And I think that's really important. We must be doing something right if we have people that keep coming back year after year.
I think the environment, what I love about the environment, it's not competitive. A lot of what we do today is competitive sports, or this isn't a competitive environment, it's an encouraging environment. So you don't have to be number one. And what I really always shocks me is the way that the people that are on stage treat respectfully everyone around them. You know, in sport you seem to have a hierarchy, whereas in this environment it's less hierarchical.
Because I think that's because people see the role that others play. You know, they're always interacting. If we've got a musical, you know, they're always interacting with the band or the sound or lighting, you know, costume, and you know, we all kind of interact with each other and are grateful for each other.
Yeah, and we do always encourage the cast to come to pack in and pack out, so that they have an understanding of what goes on, so that they see so when they come into pack in, they see all these other people who suddenly come out of the woodwork, because they've been doing all this work behind the scenes that the cast had no idea until you get there, and all of a sudden there's all these people, and I hope that gives them an understanding of what goes into it, that their job on stage is actually just
a really small
part. It's very important, obviously, and they're amazing, but it is, in the grand scheme of things, a small part of the whole story. And encouraging them to be here today shows them that.
And I think it's worth. Sorry, you go.
Oh, thank you.
This is the quote.
I really, no.
Saving that one till then.
I really love seeing people's confidence grow. And they don't have to be a young person, but sometimes you get some real introverts come into theatre because they really want to push themselves, or somebody might have encouraged them and they feel unsure. But seeing their confidence grow and going on to do amazing things as well, or just being able to say, I've been in a show, I think it's a real boost. It's really good for their self-esteem. And you know, we've had some youngsters come through who have had some real challenges in their life, and older people as well in their life, and to see the growth and the kind of healing that bringing community theatre together.
I think that's worth remembering, isn't it, really? Because you spend during rehearsals, particularly, you spend so much time together. If somebody walks through the door who is not feeling quite right, you've got somebody who will pick it the minute they walk through the door, and they will be there and they will be supporting them. And I think that's really important as a way of connecting with each other, is that we all are there. If they don't want to talk, then that's fine, but at least they know that they can open up to people. And you know, as a production manager particularly, you can kind of peg that quite early on with people.
Yeah, and we've been very open about the fact that this show has some confronting themes in it, and from the very first read through, we said, right, this is confronting, but this is a safe place. We're open here. If you've got anything that you want to talk about, come and see me. We want everybody to feel safe and everybody to feel comfortable.
And it can be as open or as private as you want it to be,
absolutely.
right? Yeah.
And I keep checking in on everyone, because sometimes some of the scenes are quite deep, and so I make sure I go around and say, everything okay today? And they're like, yeah, this is great.
She hasn't checked in on me yet.
No.
Did I not?
I'm clearly troubled.
You'll be on top.
I told you you'd done a really great job.
Yeah, there you go.
You have. As of you. You've not done your job yet, but I'll tell you later.
So community storytelling reflects the experiences and values of the people around us. Why is it important for towns like Rolleston to have strong local theatre and creative spaces?
I think it's really important for Rolleston actually, as a growing town.
Yeah.
And I find Rolleston focused on sport.
Yes.
And I no, nothing against that, but I find that we have to have a different outlet. And I think this is a great avenue for a different type of thought. It doesn't. You don't have to get involved, deeply, but it's a different way. And I think with the growing diversity of the community, especially, this will be really important in the next 10 years as we grow fast.
Yeah.
And we've talked about being on stage, but also all of the people behind the scenes, and there have been people come through that we've had helping, backstage doing costumes and props and stuff on the side. There are young children who don't want to be on the stage and haven't found their place, and they come here and they feel like they've got this job, and they, they take it really seriously, and they're given a sense of purpose, and they, and they're really encouraged to do that, and that's really cool to see.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, I think we as an entity, CentreStage Rolleston, I think has almost a responsibility to grow, to accommodate the people that are coming through in Rolleston. So we have such potential to grow much wider than we already are, and reach a wider range of people.
I think Simon said it well earlier, where sport is great, but there is a competitiveness about that, and not everybody is interested in that competitiveness. So having something where you can feel part of something without having to be constantly trying to beat someone else is a really important outlet.
That's right. And we're not all sporty.
No, we're not.
We're really
not at all. But we appreciate the sport, and that's all great. But having a different outlet is really important.
Cool. This is the last question, people. So you were just getting into it then, weren't you? You were just getting into it. What makes community theatre different from other forms of entertainment? And why do you think audiences continue to connect so strongly with live performances? Go on, Jen.
Right. So, what was the question?
Live performance, connecting audiences.
I mean, I think we've answered a lot of that in in our conversation, which has been awesome. But for me, I think, you can't get more real than theatre. It's more real than reality TV, and that's what's important for me. That's why audiences like to keep coming, and they come time and time again. That's why we all like going to the theatre as well. And it's you can lose yourself in it. It's a bit like losing yourself in a book. You can lose yourself in it, and I don't know, it's just something really special and awesome about it.
And each performance is different, right?
It is.
My husband always comes to the opening night, and he comes just before the end of the run. And he sees a huge difference in just every night, that everybody does something slightly different or puts a different nuance to
I
it.
hope they don't do anything too different.
No,
Not too different.
Don't do
No.
anything too different.
Stick to the script, people. But
In a community like Rolleston, community theatre, everyone knows someone, so you'll suddenly see someone, you're like, oh, that's my teacher, or that's, so you get that personal connection, even though you're watching a story and make believe, that people love seeing, people that they know on stage, that gives, it makes them feel involved as well, because they have an ownership of someone in the show, and that's really cool,
And if you can evoke emotion in the audience, be it crying, laughing, whatever. And often when I sit in the audience, when we're putting on one of the shows or plays, you can see that, and it's really awesome. That's what hits you here, isn't it? That's really awesome to see
and you
that.
get that engagement. And you think,
Definitely.
Okay, they get it.
doing something
We
right.
did something right. Yeah, when they laugh or cheer and you think,
In the age of digitisation and instant gratification that the kids are growing up with, this is a totally different emotive level. You know, you can get all that on a game, but you don't get the same impact.
True.
And
Yeah.
it's,
That's so
pretty
true.
special.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
very
special.
important. And I think it's also worth remembering that everybody who's involved with CentreStage is a volunteer. So nobody gets paid for doing anything. We do have professional companies that provide services like lighting and sound and that kind of thing. But outside of that, every single person that is here doing the show is doing it for the love of it and is a volunteer.
Did they tell you you're not getting
Hang on,
We're off. Sorry, Simon. Sorry, love.
I've got the invoice ready. And it's massive.
we feel every 6 minutes.
Is this the best?
This is it, love.
and you can eat all the lollies you
Yeah.
Yes, lollies, loads of lollies.
Oh, dear.
Okay, so this is it, really.
Thanks, Leslie.
Right. You're welcome.
You've been an awesome host.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. We open next Friday, the 10th of July, through to the 18th of July. Get your tickets on the website or follow the link in the podcast, and then we will. You can get your tickets. Come see us.